What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE brings in massive profits, a WWE star wrestled Paralyzed, a former WWE star arrested for a shocking crime, the real reason behind Dakota Kai's release, an NXT superstar deletes a highly controversial tweet against Ricochet, Hendry WWE Bound, a WWE star is glad he got released, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. But now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE brings in massive profits. Now it's time for a look at TKO Group Holdings' recent financial report for the first quarter of 2025. As Wrestling Headlines reports, TKO brought in an added revenue to the sum of $46.4 million. This brought the company's overall revenue to $1.269 billion, an impressive number sure to please stockholders. As for WWE, the report noted that WWE's revenue grew by $74.8 million, bringing in its total revenue to $391.5 million. And naturally, WWE critics will question why the company released more wrestlers recently despite posting these large numbers. Unfortunately, it's the same reason as fans saw when WWE posted record profits during the pandemic and canned wrestler after wrestler. But the bottom line is, as we've speculated for months, it was only a question of when TKO would look at WWE's enormous roster and demand cuts to be made. As reported by the Wrestling Observer newsletter, this was also a Triple H call, as it was WWE's chief content officer who made the final call on the releases. For the WWE main roster releases, it was categorized as wanting to bring new people to television, and those who were let go had reached their peak of usage and how far the company would go with them. The term dead weight on the main roster was also used. Did you think those superstars really were dead weight? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a former WWE star arrested for a shocking crime. Now, this story contains references to sensitive and potentially disturbing material involving misconduct and exploitation. Consequently, it may be upsetting for some viewers, especially those who have lived with experience of trauma. Of course, if you want to skip over, timestamps are in the description. Now, there is disturbing news concerning a former WWE superstar Duke the Dumpster Droese, aka Michael Droese. As has been reported, Droese is facing a charge of attempted sexual exploitation of a minor. A Tennessee grand jury indicted Droese about allegations involving the attempted purchase of illegal and deeply exploitative material relating to minors. He's accused of attempting to purchase the material using his Coinbase account on the dark web. The transaction was flagged by the company and terminated, and the FBI was made aware of the allegations, according to the District Attorney General Chris Stanford. Now, this isn't Droese's first brush-in with the law, as a Metro article detailed how the former wrestler resigned from his teaching job in 2013 after being caught selling oxycodone to an undercover agent, and he was sentenced to a month behind bars. The fact that this man was accused of such a crime and he was working with minors as a teacher is just disgusting. But Droese was also working with a court program. Recently, the wrestler was working for the 31st Judicial District Adult Recovery Court Program, which also referred to as a drug court, as a DUI coordinator. Droese is currently on bail, and if proven guilty, he will definitely spend some time behind bars. Next up, a WWE star wrestled Paralyzed. Now, as we just mentioned, the term dead weight was used on the main roster, as critics might argue that WWE is also ditching wrestlers who are too busted up to be of further use to them. But consider this recent statement from release superstar Braun Strowman, who told Miles Addy, "Before I even debuted on television, I ruptured my L5-S1, which paralyzed my left leg 100%. Had emergency surgery, I've got 85% of it back, so my entire career I've wrestled with a 15% paralyzed left leg from my low back. I've had elbow surgery twice, my teeth are fake. All these scars were from when I went through the windshield in the Wyatt family swamp fight. I broke my neck, have a metal plate, 4 screws in my neck. I tore my groin 2 minutes into the last man standing match with Bronson Reed and went 20 more minutes with a torn groin. They all suck, but it's part of the game." As they noted in the report, Strowman's release was said to be a combination of his high salary and injuries. He'd not been moving well in the ring since coming back from a major hamstring injury, and one person there noted to us that he was hurt worse than people realized. Now, it's puzzling how WWE could bring someone back without a thorough medical review that incorporates an assessment of a wrestler's past injuries. Nevertheless, it's pretty awesome that Braun Strowman managed to wrestle even with all these debilitating injuries. Next up, the real reason behind Dakota Kai's release. This week's Observer also had more information on Dakota Kai's release. Kai's release caught some by surprise, given her heavy involvement with damage control. But whatever the reason, it was reported one person said that Kai still had use on a micro level on the main roster, but was never going to be used in the top tier with the likes of Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, or others they see as top women stars they see long term. Judging from this report, it sounds like WWE had given up on pushing Kai any further, something that fans suspected when Dakota came up short in her bid to become Women's Intercontinental Champion. It was also noted that she could have worked with Becky Lynch or Liv Morgan, who are seen as top players, but it would only be a short-term thing. Aside from that, they saw her future as just putting over the likes of Roxanne Perez and Julia, who were the next ones with the idea of being pushed to stardom. The thought was that long-term, the salary they were paying her was not worth it to have her just lose to people on the way up. There's no word on how much Kai was being paid, but if the report is accurate, it's a reminder that TKO Holdings' cost-cutting mentality means the days when glorified enhancement talent cash big paychecks is over. Factor in the insane amount of new talent coming into WWE, and it's further evidence it's a buyer's market. Nevertheless, the report suggested that Kai was seen as a good worker with a bright future outside WWE. Those we talked to in WWE were positive on her and felt AEW should sign her. She's a very good wrestler, has a name, and fans will know her immediately. Do you think Dakota Kai will go to AEW? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, an NXT superstar deletes a highly controversial tweet. Did an NXT superstar go too far with a tweet directed at AEW talent Ricochet? Well, there was a heavy exchange between NXT talent Javon Evans and Ricochet. Things began simmering when a fan praised Evans' work and Ricochet chimed in, noting he'd squash Evans. But Evans replied, "My bad, I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels. Something that you don't have or do, but I bet your brown egghead ass would squash me if Tony Khan told you to. Much love, OG." And then Ricochet responded, "Brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you were like 12, then went on to become a multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy. And yeah, if Tony Khan asked me, I'd definitely beat your ass." But Evans backfired, roasting Ricochet and his boss, saying, "You learned from HBK when I was 12 and became a multi-time champion. Now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week. For a crackhead. Talk about an upgrade, am I right? Sounds like Mr. Khan isn't giving you enough attention, so you had to come for a successful ass young'un. You're giving me the most views on my post and I'm finally helping you get the most attention you've ever had in your career. All love." But Ricochet closed things out saying, "How many people does a PC hold? Keep up that energy, it makes you look cool." But Evans then deleted the tweets, with Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp joking, "Oof, Ricochet really trolled a guy into getting media classes for the whole PC." Now, even though it hasn't been reported, it's very likely that WWE saw the tweets and told Javon Evans to delete them, as calling Tony Khan a crackhead seems a little too far, right? It also means that Javon Evans has more or less burnt his bridge with Tony Khan and could probably never step in AEW if he wanted the chance. What did you guys think of this? Did Javon Evans go too far? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Travis Scott training to wrestle with a two-time Hall of Famer. Don't be surprised to see rapper Travis Scott in a WWE ring. By now, you've likely heard rumors that WWE is planning to book him in an actual match, and according to The Rock, two-time Hall of Famer Booker T is training Travis Scott. Although the WWE's reaction to Scott has been indifferent, despite Travis participating in John Cena's attack on Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber and interfering on Cena's behalf at WrestleMania 41, it appears that WWE really is determined to throw him into the mix and have him wrestle. I really have a feeling though, even though he's going to be training, I don't think he's going to be that good in the ring. We're not going to get Bad Bunny levels of wrestling here. Next up, the Lucha Brothers reuniting. It's good news for fans of the Lucha Brothers tag team, as WrestleVotes is reporting that WWE intends to reunite Rey Fénix and Penta El Zero very soon. Sources indicate there are plans in the very near future to align Rey Fénix and Penta on the same roster and to present them as a team, the Lucha Brothers. The report stated, "We're told the idea behind debuting Rey Fénix on SmackDown pre-WrestleMania was done to keep Penta's momentum on Raw uninterrupted during his Intercontinental Championship feud. Are you guys excited for the Lucha Brothers reunion, or would you prefer they work singles action?" Next up, Joe Hendry WWE Bound. But Joe Hendry's future in wrestling is so bright that he's got to wear shades. That is if a new report from PW Insider proves true, as the site recently noted that Hendry has received plenty of positive feedback backstage and he's considered a lock to sign with WWE once his TNA deal ends. But speaking of Joe Hendry, Pop-Based Philippines reported Joe Hendry, I Believe in Joe Hendry entered into the iTunes Philippines Top Songs chart at 28. Looks like they believed. And finally, a WWE star glad he got released. And last but not least, how did the Good Brothers, aka Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, feel about their WWE release? The talented team recently chatted with Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, with Anderson noting, "I'll look at it like this, if you know us, you know our happiness in the last 2.5 years wasn't really there. In the last 2.5 years, we've been looking at different avenues to get out of what we had gotten into just because of where we wanted to be. What we signed up for wasn't what came to be. And so the things we were thinking about were ways to get out and how to do this. This isn't working out, like we want out of here anyway. Anderson added that he was glad that it happened. I'm not like a super religious man, but like I was saying, I was praying about stuff or throwing up vibrations to places wherever I was doing it, and it all worked out. And there's zero resentment towards it. It happened for a reason. I'm glad it happened. It needed to happen. The Good Brothers returned to WWE in 2022 following their release in 2020 during the pandemic. Their second run was even less successful than their first run in WWE, with the team making infrequent appearances on TV and the most notable recent appearances being a program on NXT. Gallows shared his thoughts on the release, sharing his tag team partner's sentiment. "Yeah, so free. It's the most freeing I've ever felt in so long, and any bitterness or madness or whatever, and whatever the process they go through to make that happen, I don't know. And honestly, Sean, this is a true honest fact. I don't care, and it doesn't bother me. Whatever they did to it, they got there. Great, I'm here now, and it's a blessing. It's an absolute blessing, and I'm happy." Anderson and Gallows are headed to New Japan for a match alongside the Young Bucks at New Japan's Resurgence show. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.